there. And I knew right then that he was going to be a multi-time champion just because his demeanor. I congratulated him. He's like, yeah, man, on to the next. Like, he wasn't even that happy. Similar to, like, Juju right there. When Haley was interviewing him, not that happy about it, not too high. Said, all right, on to the next one. I'm going to win. Where, honestly, if it was me, I would have still been celebrating, right? Like, celebrating that win. Yes, my first career win. I got it done. But Hunter was on to the next, focusing on the next race, and that's what you have to do as a champion.
Absolutely, JB. A quick shout out to Mitchell Oldenburg, throwing up, thought he maybe cut the track, but throwing up a 107.1 early. But going back to what you said, Justin, a lot of these guys out here have the skill to go out and win a race. A lot of these guys do, and a big portion of it comes down to between the ears, between you know, mental strength, how you go about things, how you view things, how you talk to yourself. All that stuff plays such a big role in going out there and getting the job done. And Hunter is one of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Still skimming the whoops. I'm really surprised by that, kind of. I'm sure guys like Justin Cooper, who preferred to jump, maybe switch to jumping, but to see Hunter still electing to skim. Jet Lawrence, defending SMX world champion, defending Supercross title holder. Currently 17th this session. Don't read into that too much. He starts slow, like we mentioned before qualifier 1.
And I love that sit-down scrub that he does. I love that. Here comes jumping through the whoops.
There we go. One of the best to do it, if not the best.
If not the best. I've seen him jump through whoops that I couldn't even believe. They were so steep in the bottom, some of these races last year. Jay Coop's got the jump on lock.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I've seen Chase Sexton now to the top of the board with a 104.5 right on cue. There he is, Red Bull KTM. I mentioned earlier, the 2023 speed of Chase Sexton matched with the 2024 maturity. Does that get it done in 2025?
I believe that does get it done in 2025. I think Chase, I'm yet to see Chase really remain stagnant, right? He's always trying to change, get better. I think he can do it.
Let's hear what Chase had to say a little bit ago.
I mean, I would say that, one, the season's very long. Normally in a sport, you can kind of plan your training to peak for a certain time, and it's kind of hard for us because it is such a long season. And every championship, I would say, Supercross, Motocross, SMX, like, they're all important in themselves, and obviously they combine to one big championship. So it's hard because you don't you want to win all of them, and that's obviously the goal. But you also have to be there throughout the whole season, and then the last 3 races, I've yet to finish that second moto. So this year the goal is to get through those last 3 playoffs. But obviously it's tough, and yeah, like I said, it's. Last year we saw a Jet win Supercross. I went outdoors, and obviously he won the SMX. So it's hard to be ready for all 3. But I think this year I'm taking a little bit different approach, and as far as my body and also nutrition and kind of keeping myself fresh throughout the year. I feel like last year I was relatively fresh compared to everybody else, and I think there was only maybe 4 or 5 guys that finished every race. So yeah, just trying to take a little bit of an adjustment, get a little better, and try and finish that last SMX.
Chase looks good. I like the way he looks on the bike.
Improved on his time, 104.4. I still think there's a 103, a high 103 to be had out there. I know it's real easy for me to say that from the comfort of this air-conditioned booth, but I think maybe Jet could be saving it for the end here. As Malcolm Stewart, shout out Malcolm, going up to the top, going up to second place on the board, 104.5. We were talking to Malcolm during media day. See, everybody says, you know, most people say they're in a good place, but you could just tell Malcolm had this glow about him, this energy in his voice, and you know, training with Justin Barsha, he's really had a great offseason. As Jet Lawrence, right on cue, to the top, 103.8, JB.
There it is, and that's even a little bit early for him. Still 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this. It was funny, last season we would joke because if you got the camera on Jet Lawrence with about 30 to 45 seconds to go, he'd always be on a fast one and most likely go to the top of the board multiple times week after week. And but so there still might be a better time in Jet Lawrence. But how about Justin Hill? Let's see where he jumps up to right now. He's always got some speed. 6th overall in this session in particular. 6th overall with that 104.8. That's a great time for Justin Hill.
Yeah, it really is. And like we were talking about earlier, I think Justin's always been one of those guys that had so much natural ability, and it just seems like this year he's very motivated. And I think that's going to make a ton of difference for him. I wonder if Eli, I wonder how much he wants this one, Justin.
Well, I think he wants to win extremely bad, right? I'm not speaking for him, but I really don't think qualifying, look, it's never really been his thing. I think he's more of
Ooh, that was fast, though.
He's super fast. I'm not saying he's not going to qualify first, but I think he's still okay. Just the way he looks on his bike, the way he's throwing it around, the way he turns like that. Let's see, goes to the top with a 103.7.
That's
110.
crazy.
Better than Jet Lawrence.
That's crazy. You know when Eli does a little head lean, little sit down scrub over the finish line, that he is just in his bag, as the kids say.
Yeah, and typically with Eli, you can really tell from the first time that Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha hits the track, even if it's press day, but typically free practice, you can a lot of times tell how comfortable he is. Most of the time he is, but if he's scrubbing it like you said, you know, getting that wheel turn, grabbing the handful of throttle in the turns, you just know he's really feeling it. But then there's other times we know how sensitive he can be to the rear end of the bike. When the rear gets too low and it starts to squat too much under acceleration out of the turns, he starts to tighten up. But if the bike's feeling good, Eli's feeling good, man, it's hard to stop him.
It really is. Yeah, I had the opportunity to be teammates with Eli, and that's always blew me away how tall he ran his rear end, and that's because he gets on the gas so hard in the middle of the turns. He needs that rear end to hold up. And looking at his teammate, number 2 of Cooper Webb, setting up a fast lap here. Let's see what he does through the whoops. Surprised to see him still skimming and looking good doing so.
Yeah, and goes to the inside of that sand section, cuts off some track right there. I like that line. And interesting, you mentioned the teammates of the 2 and the 3. Eli Tomac spent the month of December in Florida, actually, riding with the team, riding with Cooper Webb and Justin Cooper and the whole 250 group. Hayden Deegan, you probably saw a little bit of drama there on social media between Hayden and Eli, but
that's a big move.
He was riding. Yeah, that's a huge
for Eli.
Move. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, Eli is one to, we all know us hardcore moto guys know Eli likes to do his own thing, his own program. So for him to go to Florida, I think it's a testament to like how good of a headspace he's in. He's just more relaxed, like I said, since he's got a couple of these Supercross championships off his belt. As Cooper Webb comes up here, let's see what he throws down.
But you wonder how much that helped Cooper Webb, right? Riding with Eli the whole month of December, having him around, it would have to help both of them. Looks like he's 8th, 104.5. That lap was a 105.1. So, look, Coop's a racer. We all know that. Arguably the strongest mentally in the game maybe we've ever seen. But this guy, he's got it all. And look, hardly no time left in this qualifying session. He is on a fast one, absolutely tearing apart these turns.
And a lot of things have happened since we've been watching this film right now. We had Chase go to the top with a 103.4, even Eli Tomac on top, 103.1. These guys are just continuing to raise the bar. And you can tell, little foot dab there, you can tell Jet's pushing.
Oh, he's going for it. He's absolutely going for the top of the leaderboard right there. Triple, triple, triple again, single into the turn. Let's see what he does here. 250 guys were kind of mixing it up. He's just going to go over, then triple, standing up. I love that. A lot of guys are seat bouncing that. He stays standing, rips the top of that turn, goes low in this one.
Wow.
This is going to be a 102, AC.
You think?
This is a 102.
I don't know, JB.
Let's see how he gets this last turn right there. Oh, mistake. Did he mess it up?
He messed it up.
103.3. Could that have been just a couple tenths that he needed? That one little mistake.
That's wild.
That's
wild.
still such a fun lap to watch.
It really was, and I do think there was a couple little moments in that lap. Like he knows that when he goes back to the truck, he knows he's got that pace. He can find that pace. But, man, it's cool to see Eli out here his last season starting it off in a good way.
Both of them. Qualifier 1 and Qualifier 2.
When's that happen? We need Clinton. We need Clinton in here to tell us when the last time that happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Where's the stats guy when we need him? Eli Tomac. That is awesome. Good to see him back. And look, we mentioned it earlier, 2023. Could he bring that form here to Anaheim 1?
Question answered.
Check that box.
He's back. The 3 is back. And he's here to win a championship. He's not here to say goodbye. He's here to win a championship.
And it's pretty close at the top. You got, it just went off the screen and went back to the 250s, but between Tomac, Lawrence, Sexton, they were all really, really close in time. So, wow,
I'm
Tomac
so,
came to play.
I am